Welcome, family. Tonight, let's quiet our minds and prepare for success. This CDL Class A Study guide is designed to bring peace and focus as you get ready for your test. Let the calm of the evening guide your thoughts and allow learning to flow with ease. Take a deep breath, release today's stress, and settle into this moment of preparation. Your future as a professional driver begins with rest, clarity, and focus tonight. If this helps you, don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment to stay connected with encouragement and study tools for your journey. CDL Class A Study Guide. General Knowledge, 100 Questions and Answers. Section 1. Driving Safely. Q1, Q20. Question. What is the most important reason for doing a pre-trip inspection? Answer. To ensure the vehicle is safe to operate. Question. What is the minimum tread depth for front tires? Answer. 4/32 inch. Question. What is the minimum tread depth for other tires, besides steer tires? Answer. 2/32 inch. Question. What should you do if you are drowsy while driving? A. Stop driving and rest. Question. What is the proper way to hold the steering wheel? Answer. Both hands, firmly on opposite sides of the wheel. Q. What does reaction distance mean? A. The distance traveled between perceiving a hazard and moving your foot to the brake. Question. What does braking distance mean? Answer. The distance your vehicle travels after brakes are applied until it stops. Question. At 55 miles per hour, how many feet does it take the average truck to stop? Answer. About 419 feet. Question. What is the safe following distance for large trucks? Answer. At least 1 second for every 10 feet of vehicle length, plus 1 extra second over 40 miles per hour. Question. What is the look-ahead distance while driving? Answer. 12-15 seconds ahead. Question. How far should you look ahead in city driving? Answer. About 1 block. Question. How far should you look ahead on the highway? Answer. About 1/4 mile. Question. What should you do before changing lanes? Answer. Check mirrors, signal, check blind spots, then move gradually. Question. What is the most important way to see the sides and rear of your vehicle? Answer. Regularly check your mirrors. Question. When backing, what is the best rule to follow? Answer. Back slowly, use mirrors, and when possible, get out and look. Question. What is the hazard of overbraking on a curve? Answer. It can cause skids or rollovers. Question. When driving down a long, steep hill, what should you do? Answer. Use a low gear and proper braking techniques. Question. When should you downshift before entering a curve? Answer. Before the curve, not during it. Question. What is the proper technique for emergency braking? Answer. Controlled braking or stab braking. Question. What should you do if you encounter a vehicle drifting into your lane? Answer. Steer to avoid while maintaining control and avoid sudden swerves. Section 2. Cargo and Securement. Q21, Q40. Question. What is the driver responsible for regarding cargo? Answer. Inspecting and ensuring it's properly secured. Question. When must cargo be inspected? Answer. Before the trip within the first 50 miles and every 150 miles or 3 hours. Question. What is the minimum number of tie-downs for cargo up to 10 feet long? A. 2 tie-downs. Question. How many tie-downs are required for cargo over 10 feet? Answer. 2 plus 1 for every additional 10 feet. Question. What is the working load limit? WLL. Answer. The maximum load a tie-down device is designed to carry. Question. What should you check after the first 50 miles of hauling cargo? Answer. Cargo securement and adjustments if needed. Question. What can happen if you overload a vehicle? Answer. Damage to brakes, tires, and steering, reduced control. Question. What is the gross vehicle weight rating? GVWR. Answer. The maximum weight specified by the manufacturer for a single vehicle. Question. What is the gross combination weight rating? GCWR. Answer. Maximum allowable weight of a vehicle and its load, plus any trailers. Question. What is the danger of having too much weight on the steering axle? Answer. It can damage steering components and reduce steering control. Question. What is the danger of too little weight on the steering axle? Answer. Poor traction and steering response. Question. What is the danger of overloading the drive axles? Answer. Loss of traction and possible damage to axles and tires. Q. What is the danger of overloading the suspension system? A. Poor handling and possible damage to the suspension. Q. When loading cargo, what is the best way to distribute weight? A. Evenly, keeping the center of gravity low. Q. What type of cargo is especially likely to shift? A. Livestock and liquids. Q. What is the danger of unsecured cargo? A. It can fall off, cause accidents, and lead to fines. Question. What are blocking and bracing used for? Answer. To prevent movement of cargo inside a trailer. Question. What is the main concern when hauling liquids in tank vehicles? Answer. Surge, movement of liquid back and forth. Question. How can you reduce surge when hauling liquids? Answer. Drive smoothly, avoid sudden stops, and brake in a controlled way. Question. What must drivers know about special loads, oversized, hazardous, etc.? Answer. Proper permits, routes, and special handling requirements. Section 3. Air brakes and vehicle systems, Q41, Q60. Question. What is the most important part of the air brake system? Answer. The air compressor. Question. What does the governor control? Answer. When the air compressor pumps air into storage tanks. Question. What is the cutout pressure for most air brake systems? Answer. Around 120-140 psi. Question. What is the cut-in pressure? Answer. Around 100 psi. Question. What does the safety relief valve do? Answer. Protects the system from too much pressure, usually opens at 150 psi. Question. What is a dual air brake system? Answer. A system with two separate circuits for safety. Question. What should you do if low air pressure warning comes on? Answer. Stop immediately and safely. Question. At what psi must the low air pressure warning activate? Answer. 55 psi or higher. Question. What is a spring brake? Answer. Emergency parking brake applied by mechanical spring force. Q. What can happen if you push the brake pedal when spring brakes are on? A. Damage to brakes or loss of control. Question. What is the air leakage rate for a single vehicle with brakes released? Answer. Less than 2 psi per minute. Question. What is the leakage rate for combination vehicles? Answer. Less than 3 psi per minute. Question. What is the applied leakage rate for single vehicles? Answer. Less than 3 psi per minute. Question. What is the applied leakage rate for combination vehicles? Answer. Less than 4 psi per minute. Question. What must you do before driving with air brakes? Answer. Perform an air brake test. Question. What is the maximum brake drum crack length allowed? Answer. Half the width of the friction area. Question. Why should you never fan the brakes on a downgrade? Answer. It can deplete air pressure. Question. What is brake fade? Answer. Reduced braking power due to overheated brakes. Question. What is the best way to prevent brake fade? Answer. Use engine braking and proper gear selection. Question. What is the danger of automatic slack adjuster failure? Answer. Brakes may not apply evenly, causing loss of control. Section 4. Hazard awareness and emergencies. Q61, Q80. Question. What is a hazard? Answer. Any road condition or other road user that may cause danger. Question. What should you do when approaching a work zone? Answer. Slow down and be alert for workers and equipment. Question. What is the safest speed in heavy traffic? Answer. The speed of the traffic flow, if legal and safe. Question. What is the biggest hazard for trucks on curves? A. Rollovers. Question. What is the danger of looking at one mirror for too long? Answers. You may not see what is happening ahead. Question. What is hydroplaning? Answer. When tires lose contact with the road due to water. Question. At what speed can hydroplaning begin? Answer. As low as 30 miles per hour. Question. What should you do if you hydroplane? Answer. Release the accelerator, do not brake, and steer gently. Question. What is the danger of driving with bald tires in rain? Answer. Increased risk of hydroplaning. Question. What should you do in case of a tire blowout? Answer. Hold the wheel firmly, stay off the brake, and steer straight. Question. What is the correct way to respond to a skid? Answer. Steer in the direction you want to go. Question. What should you do if your vehicle catches fire? Answer. Pull over, shut off engine, and use extinguisher if safe. Question. What is the first thing to do at the scene of an accident? Answer. Protect the area with warning devices. Question. How many reflective triangles are required? Answer. 3. Questions. How far should warning triangles be placed on a 2-lane road? Answer. 10 feet, 100 feet, and 200 feet behind the vehicle. Question. How far should triangles be placed on a divided highway? Answer. All 3 behind the vehicle at 10 feet, 100 feet, and 200 feet. Question. How far should triangles be placed on a hill or curve? Answer. 500 feet behind the vehicle. Question. What is the first thing to do if brakes fail on a downgrade? Answer. Look for an escape ramp or safe place to stop. Question. What is a controlled braking technique? Answer. Apply brakes as hard as possible without locking wheels. Question: what is stab braking? Answer: apply brakes until lockup, release, then reapply. Section 5, CDL Regulations and Miscellaneous, Q81, Q100. Question: what is the legal blood alcohol concentration, BAC, limit for CDL drivers? A. 0.04%. Question: how long will you lose your CDL for a first DUI offense? Answer: 1 year. Question: what happens for a second DUI offense? Answer: lifetime disqualification. Question: how long will you lose your CDL for refusing a drug alcohol test? Answer: 1 year. Question: how many hours of rest are required after 11 hours driving? Answer: 10 consecutive hours off duty. Q. What is the maximum driving limit in a 14-hour workday? A. 11 hours. Question: how many hours can a driver work in 7 days? Answer: 60 hours. Question: how many hours can a driver work in 8 days? Answer: 70 hours. Question: how can the 70-hour 8-day limit be restarted? Answer: by taking 34 consecutive hours off. Question: when is a CDL required? Answer: for vehicles 26,001 pounds or more, or towing over 10,000 pounds. Question: what class CDL is required for combination vehicles over 26,001 pounds towing over 10,000 pounds? Answer: Class A. Question: what class CDL is required for single vehicles over 26,001 pounds? Answer: Class B. Question: what class CDL is required for vehicles designed to transport 16 plus passengers or hazardous materials? Answer: Class C. Question: what should you do if stopped for a roadside inspection? Answer: cooperate and provide requested documents. Question: what is the minimum age for interstate CDL driving? Answer: 21. Question: what is the minimum age for interstate CDL driving? Most states. Answer: 18. Question: what does GVWR stand for? Answer: gross vehicle weight rating. Question: what does GCWR stand for? Answer: gross combination weight rating. Question: what does FMCSR stand for? Answer: Federal Motor Carrier Safety Regulations. Question: what documents must a CDL driver always carry? Answer: CDL license, medical examiner's certificate, and required permits. Thank you for stopping by to increase your knowledge. Review this every night for 2 weeks to secure your studies. Just like a tree planted by the rivers of living water. Psalm 1:3. Be blessed. Congratulations on passing your test. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.